Welcome back, everybody, to the Coastal Currents podcast presented by Destatnik Real Estate. Today, I'm here with Emma with Jersey Cape Life Empowerment Hub. If you just want to start, what is your title here?
Oh, well, my title is kind of all over the place, but I started in 2022 as a supported employment specialist, and that built into problem solving and partnerships and just creativity and heavily in our youth programs as well, because I have a youth background. Okay. I come from teaching for about 5 years, and I still teach at ACCC actually. So really, you could just say networking and partnerships.
Okay, perfect. So if we want to start with just a brief description of what Jersey Cape is.
So we started out in 1973, over 50 years ago, as a training opportunity center for disabled people in the community. And it was really important, especially back then, because in the 70s and prior, and even still now, there's issues where people get closed doors on if someone with a disability applies for a job. You know, they kind of get screened and say, oh, you know, the employers think that they're not able to do anything. And then they'll just kind of shove them in a corner and say, you know what, just rely on your Social Security benefits. And so then that's how Jersey Cape got birthed, is giving them an opportunity to learn skills in the workforce. And how we did that was beach tags. So the folks that are disabled, any form of disability they come in, we train them how to pin and process beach tags for the whole state of New Jersey. And then so they learn fulfillment and packaging orders and just the whole from start to finish beach tags for New Jersey. Yeah, so it's just really an empowerment opportunity for them to be a part of the community and have a fulfilled life. Social skills as well. We have a lot of participants who meet each other. We had 2 that got married a couple years ago. So it's just really a full circle, wholesome moments.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, I don't know if you would know off the top of your head, with the beach tags, how many...
I'm so glad you asked. I've been so excited to tell you. Just out of your guess, how many do you think we make a year? For basically the whole state of New Jersey. So 35 municipalities. And I'll give you a hint. Our max number we did a day was 22,000.
Wow.
For one day. I know. Our people rock.
What? 500,000? A million?
Over 3 million.
Wow.
A year. And that's on average, yeah. So sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less, but yeah, about 3 million.
That's really cool. And they all go through, is the fulfillment center around here?
Cape May Courthouse, yeah, and Crest Haven Complex. So it's very local, and not many people know about it. So that's my job to say, hey, we exist. We're right here. We're local. We do all these tags, and it's just really amazing. And not only beach tags, but we do custom tags. So when people have events like, hey, Jack's 50th birthday party or retirement party, and someone loves the beach, we can do custom beach tags for those events, as well as weddings. A lot of people love to get married on the beach, and so they'll get special tags that say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, table 2. So
I really like that. That's really cool.
It's so cool.
So what kind of other programs do you guys have?
Yeah, so I mentioned disability programs. We also have the day program for folks that are not in the working force, but we do crafts. We go outside, go on boat rides, go bowling, just more fun quality of life stuff. Okay. Then we have our youth programs. So in school youth, we have a counselor that goes directly to schools, bounces around throughout the county, and prevents youth from dropping out. So more of a counseling service and a tutoring service for those who are at risk of dropping out. So we do that, but we also take kids that already dropped out of high school to, for whatever reasons, transportation, anxiety, depression, bullying, they might drop out. And we get them into our hub in Marmora now, where we tutor them. They go through a program, and then we pay for their GED testing. And we actually pay the students throughout this whole process because they're learning. So they get paid to learn, and we pay for their GED test, and then they get to graduate. So that's really amazing. And then we also have paid internship programs. So if youth want to go work for an employer, we actually pay the youth to do that, not the employer. So the employer, if they're like hesitant on hiring a youth because, they don't have experience, that's where we come in and say, hey, we'll pay. Your company doesn't have to pay anything. But if you want to hire them full time, then we transition them. But it's paid internship opportunities for youth. So we have amazing opportunities for youth.
That is really cool.
Yeah. And then another thing we do is make promotional products for businesses. So anything that you could slap a logo on, we can make. And it's another opportunity for people to learn those services. So it's, again, we're training these disabled folks to get out into the community and enrich their lives. So really anything that comes our way is a direct opportunity for the community, youth and disabled.
And about how many participants would you say you have in your programs?
For the tag workshop, I want to say between 40 and 55. Okay. It varies through scheduling and transportation and people's where they're at in life, but I would say around there. And then we have right now about 35 in-school youth that we help throughout the county, and about only 10 out-of-school youth, which is great. No one wants to drop out, so that's awesome. But we do want to take those folks that do drop out and get them through our program because they get paid and it's a great mission. Mm-hmm.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And more with those internships, like what kind of different fields do they have the opportunity to be in?
Any field. Like, so we have a student that wants to be a designer, a fashion designer. So we're looking for clothing shops or retail spaces or clothing companies that can, teach the student something about getting her feet wet in the design world. And so if a youth says, I want to be an astronaut, we'll figure it out. Like, that one might be a little hard, but we'll figure it out.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So do you guys have anything upcoming within the next couple months? Any events, any certain things coming?
Always. Like, I'm hosting like an annual open house event. So we're hoping to do that in September. We did it in September last year where school got in session and everyone was like on a routine scheduled, but we might do it a little bit in the summer months now. So like everybody can participate. But we are starting a podcast, so this is like podcast inception right now. It's going to be called What the Hub, and it's really a podcast for teens to speak their truths. And because so often teens just get shrugged off of say, oh, you're just a teenager, you don't know anything. I know that. I was a sassy teenager and I thought I was the most smartest person in the world. I wasn't, but I still wanted to voice my concerns about humanity and such and about school and jobs. So we're creating a platform for them to come on and speak what they want to speak about and then invite business owners, entrepreneurs, mentors, teachers, really anybody as a guest that can bounce their ideas off the youth, but also merge youth with business owners if they're like job seekers, and so if we say, hey, this restaurant is coming on the show to talk about hiring youth at their restaurant, it's a good opportunity for the youth to say, hey, I want to work at that restaurant. So it's kind of like almost an interview process as well. So that's really cool. So what the hub?
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody was interested in either maybe sponsoring an internship, something like that, being involved, how would they get involved with you guys?
Call us, email us. We love all the employers to be open-minded to hiring youth, especially since we're the ones paying the youth, not you guys. So if you want to give youth opportunity to really shine, call us and email us. That's all you have to do. We'll have a conversation. Because we like to tailor experiences to the participant or the client. Because if someone comes to us and says, hey, I really want to do IT, we're not going to go let them work at a clothing shop. We really want to navigate and tailor customized employment services,
I think that's awesome that you're able to kind of meet their interests.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just shoving them in a job that they're not going to be happy with.
Exactly. That's one of our hugest mission statements is making sure that you as an individual matter, first off, and your dreams matter and how to get you there.
So could you elaborate a little bit more on how you work with the different schools and organizations?
Sure. We have meetings with usually the school counselors, and because they know their students usually the best alongside their teachers, and they could come to us and say, hey, we have a student that really had a rough time with their family in the past couple months. They could really use an additional body that isn't really a school official, because sometimes students feel a little bit closed off. They can't really be honest and open with someone that's high up in the school industry, if that makes sense. So when we come in, we're just more relaxed and easygoing, and no clear expectations besides making you feel happy and confident. So we will go to any school that wants our services or needs our services.
That's awesome. Want to share a success story that you may have from the disability services division?
Sure. I can share two, if that's okay.
Perfect.
One from the youth and one from the disability services. So how it works, that we have like the workshop where it's a training facility where the participants come in and, they do their tags, they learn how to fulfill and things like that. But usually our tenured employees run the line, if you will. So what we had was a participant that just overshined their system and was really great at helping others and such. So we actually promoted them to a line supervisor, and now they are basically a tenured employee with Jersey Cape. So the fact that there's like moving up opportunities is really great. It's not just
really cool.
Someone coming in and working and pinning for 20 years. There's plenty of room for advancement, especially in outside the community work as well. Another success story with our youth, we had a girl, she was 16 when she dropped out of high school, and she was just, really struggling at home and such, and it caused her to have medical problems, and so she dropped out. She found our program, and she just did our program within 4 months and got her GED. And full circle moment, she was my student at ACCC and doing fantastic. So she went from being dropped out, no degree, no nothing, no support system really, to now being such a good success story in college. So really, there's no barriers. We're breaking those barriers. That's our goal.
That's awesome. You guys really have like a wide range of things that you do.
Yeah, that's why I always get winded when someone's like, what's your elevator pitch? And I'm like, okay, we have disability services, youth services, promo products, janitorial services. I didn't even mention those, we go on site to offices, our DMVs, anything like that. And another part of our training opportunity center is training folks to do janitorial services. So if any businesses needs janitorial services, hire us. It's another opportunity.
You guys really got it all.
I know. I almost forgot about that one. My bad. Sorry, Jersey Cape. Overall, we're dedicated to everyone's success, and that is what keeps us going. And that's why we want to grow so much and get everybody involved, ages 14 to 75, if you will. So we would love to hear from the community of how you guys would love to support us, any volunteer opportunities, if you want to give back. We just want to have everyone be successful in Cape May County.
Yeah, that sounds like a great mission there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and what was your website, you said?
JerseyCapeTags.com is our brand new website. So we're still going under a little bit of construction with it. So apologies if you click on something and it says coming soon. It is coming soon. And then the podcast is going to be on Instagram at What the Hub Pod. And so that will be on YouTube and Spotify as well. What the Hub Podcast. So if you have any topics to make us go, what the hub, send them our way.
All right. Well, sounds good. I'm really excited to hear that. And
yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I've lived here my whole life. I'd never really heard about it. And you guys are involved in so many aspects.
Right. Yeah. Exit 11 on the Parkway.
Right there.
Right there.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.